self-love and shadow integration. So this video is about the path to loving ourselves and others more fully. So first off, I want to say that I believe that everyone is born loving themselves. But what happens is that we get socialized. We learn that some parts of us are unlovable because of how we grow up, and then maybe our parents or teachers or peers kind of make fun of certain part of us or like reject certain part of us. And because we feel in danger of being rejected and abandoned by the group and possibly dying, we as children we basically decide to, like, not consciously, but like we repress the parts of us that get us in trouble, you know, that are not accepted in society or in our families or at school, or you know. So that's what happens. And so what happens is that those parts then become our shadow, you know. And the shadow is something that was made popular by the Swiss psychoanalyst Carl Jung. And basically it's the part of us that we are not aware of, or that we repress or we push away from ourselves, you know, we don't accept. So now what I want to do in this video is give you two ways in which you can start becoming more aware of your shadow, and in order to love yourself more as well as others. Okay, so the first way that you can already implement is to become aware of your triggers. Your triggers, what I mean by triggers is it's basically like when someone tells you something and then it triggers you, it makes you react, it makes you like kind of, maybe it insults you, you know. So I have an example. In my case, a few weeks ago I was at work, and then I was eating I was eating Kraft Dinner, which is like a very like cheap meal, you know, like it costs like $1 and like you have, and I love it honestly. But I was eating that, and then my coworker was like, "Huh, you're eating macaronis for poor people." And then I got triggered, you know, it triggered me. I was like, that insults me, like I'm not poor, you know. And then afterwards I realized that I was actually rejecting the part of me that could be poor. I was rejecting that part of me because when I was little, poor meant something bad, you know. If you were poor, you were inferior and you could be rejected by your peers. And that's why I kind of pushed away that aspect of myself, even though I'm not poor, but a part of me could be poor, you know. I could potentially be poor under different circumstances, you know. So by being triggered, that part of me kind of was shown into the light and of my consciousness, and then I was trying to reject it, because that's what we usually do. We repress, we reject the parts of us that we don't want for ourselves, you know, we don't want as part of our ego or identity. So by becoming aware, just your awareness, when you become aware of that, you can actually relax and accept that part of you, you know. Not only on you, because when you accept it within you, you accept it within others as well, you know. So like, there's nothing wrong with, I realized that there's nothing wrong with being poor, and you can be lovable even if you're poor. So so I kind of accepted the part of me afterwards, you know, just by becoming aware of it and accepting it consciously. So the second way in which you can integrate your shadow, start integrating your shadow, is by becoming aware of your judgments that you have towards other people, you know. So there's this saying by Debbie Ford, the author of The Dark Side of the Light Chasers. It's a book about shadow work. She says that every time you point your finger at someone, notice that you have 3 fingers that are pointing back at you. You know, so that's it's kind of a reminder that every time you judge someone, you're like actually judging yourself, because you're judging an aspect of them that within you feel it's unacceptable, it's not worthy of love. You push it away from your consciousness, from your ego, from your identity. So then yesterday, while I was like thinking about this video and this talk that I wanted to share, I thought about it and I was like, oh, is there someone I'm judging? And I was on Facebook, and that's the best place to judge people. That's why I hate Facebook sometimes. But I was seeing this guy, and I was feeling like judgmental, you know. I was judging him, and then I was like, okay, I'm judging someone right now. What am I judging about them? And it was like, I'm judging their arrogance. They seem arrogant. They seem like they think they're superior to others, or like, you know, above. And then I was like, well, then that's a reflection of within. I'm not accepting the part of me that feels sometimes superior to others, or like can be arrogant sometimes, because I can be like that sometimes. It's just that growing up I learned not to be arrogant, because I didn't want to seem arrogant and then be unloved by others. You know, you see how it works? So then by becoming aware of this judgment, I could relax into it and kind of become aware of it and accept that it's okay to be arrogant. It's okay to feel that you're superior to others sometimes, because even realistically speaking, I am superior to others, like in maybe like musically, or like intellectually, or in a sport, or you're always going to be better than other people in some things and inferior in others, and it's a fact, you know. So it's totally okay to feel superior sometimes. Of course, I'm not saying like be arrogant or anything. You know, I'm just saying don't become dramatic, and don't push away that part of you. You know, it's like accept it. You know, like yeah, sometimes you can be arrogant, sometimes it can happen, and there's nothing wrong with it. You know, as long when you become aware of it, actually, it gives you the power to be that part of you if you need to, or it gives you a certain freedom, you know. It doesn't mean you're gonna become arrogant if you accept arrogance. It just means that you won't be repressing it anymore. You won't be pushing it away from your consciousness anymore, and you're gonna be more free to be that part of you if you need to, or you're gonna have a better relationship with that aspect of your psyche, and also you're gonna have a better relationship with when you're gonna see it in someone else. You're gonna be able to accept it, and instead of resisting it and like pushing it away and reacting and being super reactive, you know, you're gonna have more control. So that's my point. And so yeah, so that's the second way. So in conclusion, the shadow consists of the parts of us where the light of our consciousness doesn't shine, a part of us we don't love and accept. So by integrating our shadow, by accepting the parts of us we have repressed, we not only deepen our self-love, but we also become more loving and accepting towards others. So after all, we can only truly love in someone what we accept within ourselves. So to help you integrate this concept, I want to invite you, not invite you, never mind. I want just to show you something. I want to sing a song for you, and it's a song that I wrote called Love Comes From Within, and I think it's very accurate for this topic. And yeah, it talks about self-love. So here it goes. This is my guitar, my old guitar. Okay. Love is everywhere you're looking, and in every pair of eyes. what you need, 'cause love comes from within, or love comes from within. That's a little little part of my song, because it's quite longer than that. So if you want to listen to it, it's under my name, Branco de Sousa, on Spotify, everywhere. Love comes from within. Hope you enjoy, and I wish you much love and self-love and love towards others, which are very connected, and I wish you a lot of integration and harmony within all aspects of your consciousness, of your psyche, all parts of you, and your family and friends and lovers. Much love.